is my little peanut. I hope baby boy, we'll see. But I am due January 20th. We shall see. Yeah, there it is. So that was 9 weeks. Well, supposedly 9 weeks, 3 days. But the doctor found it to be 8 weeks and 6 days. But there it is. Little baby, can't wait to meet you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can tell by the title, is a pregnancy update and the news that I am pregnant. So yes, I am pregnant. I actually just recently got married April 1st. So me and Judah are now husband and wife officially. And we weren't planning on having a kid at all for about like maybe another 3 or 4 years, but I ended up getting pregnant at the last few days of April. We got married April 1st, and yeah, so I'm pregnant, and right now I am 10 weeks and 5 days. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an update of what's been going on since week, whatever, since it started up until now. I wrote everything down in my phone just so I don't forget. So let's go to my notes if I can find it. Right here. Okay. I titled it as weekly symptoms. I don't think you can see it, but there it is. Big old list. So I found out I was pregnant on Mother's Day. So it was kind of weird. So I had just gotten this new job, and I was at work one day, and I think it was probably like a month of me being there, and so I was still on like their probation or whatever they call it. So one day I go to work, and I'm supposed to work like an 8-hour shift. So I show up and I take my lunch, and I'm fine. I eat. I was, doing whatever I needed to do. I had an hour break. I was totally fine. Like, I stood up and I felt so dizzy and so nauseous, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, whatever. I just went to go drink some water, and I went to go to the computer to clock in. So I was like, I drank my water, I went to the computer, I was gonna clock in, and then I just like felt really lightheaded out of nowhere, and one of my coworkers was like, dude, are you okay? I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I feel weird, but why? And they're like, oh, like, you look really pale. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm kind of on the lighter side for the skin color. And she was like, no, I know, but like, you look really pale for, you. And I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I don't feel good. I feel kind of weird, but I don't know. And she was like, dude, you should go home. And I was like, maybe. And then I turned around, and I like legit almost faint. Like, it was so scary. I was like, what is going on? And I felt like I was gonna start crying. Like, I get anxiety and panic attacks like quite frequently. So I just started hyperventilating, and I felt like everything was like closing in on me, and I was gonna have an anxiety attack. And I went to my boss, and I was like, whatever his name was, I totally forgot. I was like, oh my god, like, this almost just happened. And then my coworker just came up, and she was like, yeah, this happened, like, she almost fainted, like, I don't know what's wrong, she needs to go. So my boss was like, okay, yeah, you need to go, okay, just clock out and, go ahead and go. I was like, okay, thank you. So I called Judah to pick me up, because we live like right across the street from where I used to work. I don't work there anymore. I was on like their 45-day probation or whatever it's called, and I'm pretty sure they didn't want to hire me on fully because I was pregnant. But I mean, I was a good employee. Like, I was pretty awesome. But whatever. Don't work there no more. Don't have a job, and I'm fine with it. And so is Judah. But anyway, so Judah comes. He picks me up, and he was like, "What's wrong? Like, I thought you were off at 8." And I was like, I was, but I don't feel good. And like, I told him everything, and we were driving home, and I was like, wait. I was like, I didn't get my period this month. It was already May. It was like May probably like the 15th, and I usually get my period like the 10th to the 12th. So yeah, my periods are really short. But I didn't get it, so I was like, wait, I didn't get my period. But I was on birth control, so I was like, no, I'm fine, whatever. But then I started feeling like very like queasy and nauseous again. I was like, Judah, let's go to the store before we go home. So we go to the store, we go to Rite Aid, and I was like, okay, I need this. I'm going to buy a pregnancy test. And he was like, you're going to what? And I was like, I haven't gotten my period. And he was like, but you're on birth control. And I was like, I know. I was like, I don't know. So let's just see. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. Because I had just recently started getting back on birth control. So I was like, maybe it's just, messing with me. So I get 2 pregnancy tests, and I go home and I take it, and it came out positive. And I was like so shocked, because I was like, I'm on birth control. Like, it's already been like a month since I've been on this. How am I pregnant? But I mean, I was so happy. Like, I don't know, like in April I had like another kind of pregnancy scare, but I was so happy then, but I found out I wasn't. So finding out that I was the next month, I was like, oh my god, like, is this like serious? Like, I was like in so much shock, but I was just full of happiness. And then I ran to the living room and I was like, Judah, look. And I showed him the little stick, and he was like, no way, no way. So he was like crying. It was awesome. But yeah, so we found out on Mother's Day, and we ended up going to my parents. No, we told Judah's parents first. Like, we were going to keep it a secret until I had my first doctor's appointment, because I didn't know how far along I was. But I got like a couple of baby apps, and I just like did, the little tests or whatever, like, oh, when was your last period or whatever, and it said that I was like 4 weeks and like, I don't know, 3 days maybe. So I was just going off that. So I found out. Then I went to my room and I called my doctor, and I was like, hey, I need to make an appointment. I think I'm pregnant. I had like 3 positive pregnancy tests. So made my appointment, and I was like, okay, Judah, we're going to keep this a secret, because, something could go wrong. It would suck if something did go wrong, but I know it could happen. So I told him, I was like, let's just keep it a secret until then. So my appointment was set for June 15th, and it was Mother's Day. So it was like a pretty big stretch of us keeping that secret. But we couldn't, like, I was like, okay, I think I'm good without telling my parents, but it was like bugging me and bugging him so much that we couldn't tell anyone. So we went and told his parents, his dad and his stepmom. And like we went inside and we're like, hey, we have something to tell you. And they're like, what? Like smiling and smirking and like asking what? Like, they kind of knew. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And they were bawling. Like, Judah's dad he was in so much shock that he was crying, but he was so happy. And Alma, Judah's stepmom, she was like, oh my god, like, we're gonna be grandparents. They already are, but to another grandbaby. This will be their second grandkid. So they were just so happy, and it was kind of like perfect timing, because we had just gotten married. We've been together for 4 years, and it happened now. I'm 20 years old. I'm going to be 21 on July 4th, so it's like next week, in a couple days I'll be 21. And it's just so amazing. Like, I don't know, I just seeing their reaction made me so happy. So I was like, I need to tell my mom, I need to tell my dad, I need to tell everyone. So I FaceTimed my best friend, and I was like, look. And I showed her the pregnancy test, and she was with my brother at the time, because she's dating my brother. And she was like, oh, and like she runs away, like if my brother didn't see it, but he already saw. So I'm like, dude, put him back on, like, you can see it or whatever. So they were both like, oh my god, I'm gonna be an aunt, I'm gonna be an uncle, oh my god. So they were both freaking happy. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna tell my mom, I don't know if I'm gonna tell my dad or whatever, but I had to do it. So like I said, it was Mother's Day, so we went to the store, went to Walgreens, and we bought a balloon, and at the end we tied like a baby pacifier, and then we got a card, and I forgot what it said exactly, but it was like, oh, you're a great mom, blah, 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 and I came out to be awesome or whatever. And then I was like, oh, but you'll make an even better grandma or whatever. I don't know what I said, I totally forgot, but excuse me. So we did that, and they were like trying to, like, when my mom read it, she tried to play it off like, oh, we already have a grandkid, because my dog Max, we consider him like the grandbaby or whatever. So yeah, so they were like, Max? And I was like, no. And then my dad was like, and they were just like so happy. Like, I kind of, like, my dad, he does this thing where he doesn't want to be like happy or excited, or he knows he's gonna cry but he doesn't want to, so he'll be like, you know, making those weird faces, and we all know. So I was like, Dad, quit playing. Like, I already know you want to, like, freaking, like, be excited and cry, but he was, like, trying to hide it. But it was so funny. But they all found out on Mother's Day. We told them. And they were pretty excited about it. And they didn't tell anybody until, like, I want to say 2 weeks ago. And, yeah, so pretty much we told everyone. No, we told everyone on the 15th of June. Because that's when I had my ultrasound, my doctor's appointment or whatever. So we told everyone then. And everyone was excited. And it was so crazy. And I know I don't know what my baby is yet, but I'm pretty sure, like 98.9% sure that it's a boy, because let me tell you, my grandma is like all into, you know, God and all that stuff. So she told my mom, like a couple weeks prior to me finding out I was pregnant, that she had a dream she was holding a baby boy, but she didn't know whose it was. And I guess she had this dream like multiple times. Then she told my mom, she was like, I don't know whose it is. It's a baby boy, whatever. And then my aunt told me, or my mom, one of them, she told my mom first maybe, that she had a dream that some baby boy was standing next to my mom. And she didn't know whose it was. So they were like, so 2 people from my mom's side dreamt of baby boys. And I'm just, whatever my grandma like says, it's like gonna happen. So I was like, no way, like it's me, like that's my baby. And so my mom told my grandma that I was pregnant. She was like, oh, it's Jasmine's baby. That's the baby I was dreaming of. It's Jasmine's baby. So we were all just laughing, and we did like a couple of those like tests to see if you're gonna have like a boy or girl. So I went on like the Chinese gender reveal thingy or whatever it's called, and I, you know, matched it up to my age when I conceived or whatever the word is called, and it said boy. So we're pretty sure we're having a boy. We've done a couple other things, but as I get further along, I'll make a video on like the gender prediction kind of things, like the old wives' tales. But for right now, we're all pretty headstrong that it's a boy. So I don't know. I really wanted a girl just because I love like tutus and, you know, all that cute stuff, like go to the beach with a little bikini. But I'll be very happy either way. But yeah, so anyway, get back to my symptoms. For the most part, I've been pretty good. Like nothing has happened to me. Maybe like 2 things, but I've been good. It's been awesome for me. So let's go back to week 4. For my week 4 updates, I had really tender and sore boobs. I was exhausted and my body was just super sore. It still is. Constant need to pee, and I had the worst cramp of my life. Like, well, cramp. It was because my uterus is like spreading, or that's what my doctor said or whatever. But okay, so one day I was watching my mom's puppies and everything because my family had went to Disneyland. And obviously I didn't go because my pass is expired. But so I didn't go. So my cousin was like, hey, Jasmine, she lives across the street from my mom. And she was like, hey, Jasmine, do you think you can drive me to my massage place or whatever? And I was like, I don't have my car. And she was like, oh, David said you can use his. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just grab his keys and we'll go. So I pick her up. I'm dropping her off at the place, but they're like, you have to wait like an hour because she didn't make an appointment. So we went to go eat. So we go eat, and we were driving back to the place, and I was like, I was talking, like singing, because I had my music on, like, gotta have that aux cord in. So I was playing my music, we were all singing, and I was like just driving, you know. And then I was like halfway into the song, and I was like, oh my god. And like I grabbed the wheel, like this is the wheel, and I was like like I was just going crazy, and I was like, fudge. Oh my god, I almost said the F word. I was like, fudge, and I was like grabbing the wheel so tight, and I was like and they're like, what's wrong? It was my cousin and her friend in the back, and they were like, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. I was like, Jesus, take the wheel, kill me now. I was dead. Like, I was dying. I had never felt that kind of pain ever in my life. Like, I was scared. I was like, what is this? Then so I called my doctor and they're like, oh, it's just because your uterus is expanding, so that's the sharp pain that you're getting down there. It's like a really sharp and heavy, forceful cramp. Like, it was bad. Like, I was gonna cry. It was crazy. But I had only had that type of cramp probably like 4 times since week 4 up to now, which is week 10. But that was pretty much it for my week 4. For the 5th week, I said the first day of the 5th week, I was energized, happy, everything was going great, and I had a dream that I was having a baby girl. And I remember this dream. It was so vivid. Like, we were at a beach, and she was wearing her bathing suit, and me and Judah were holding her. Like, I was holding her in this hand, Judah was holding her right here, and we were walking along the shore on the beach, and it was so awesome. Like, she had such long, pretty, curly hair like me when I was a kid, and I was like, oh my god, this baby is beautiful. So I had a dream that I was having a girl, but apparently if you dream that you have like a certain gender, you really get the opposite. Don't know if that's true, but again, I'm pretty sure I'm having a boy. So other than that, again, just sore body. That's when my back pain started to develop. It was, well, actually, it started because I went bowling and I was like, stupid, and everyone was like, don't do it, like, your back's gonna hurt. And I was like, I'm gonna use the number 7 ball, like, I'm good, the lightest ball, I'll be fine. So I go, and I probably go like 3 times, and I was like, like, it hurt so bad, so I had to stop playing. But since then, my back pain, I will never go bowling again. And what else? I just put that I was tired and very bloated. I remember this. I was very, very bloated. It was bad. Like, my pants didn't fit, and I'm like, I'm barely 5 weeks. But yeah, I was just so bloated, and I had to pee like every 5 minutes, which I still do. So nothing changed since that, for that topic at least. For the 6th week, that's when I started getting hungry. Like, I was always starving, and it was bad. Like, that's also when I had my first craving. According to this, I thought it was week 7, but week 6, I had my first craving, and all I wanted was lemonade. And I remember that day. I remember that day to a T. Judah was working in like Riverside, which is like 40 minutes away from where I live at the time, and he was gonna be working there for the whole week, so he was gonna stay at his mom's house to save some gas or whatever. So I was like, okay, that's fine, go. Like, and at that time he only needed to stay at his mom's house for like 1 more day, and then he was gonna come home the next night. So I was like, oh no, you're good, like, you're fine, whatever, go, I don't care. But then this day came, and I was like, oh, lemonade sounds good right now, but I didn't have none, so I was like, whatever. So I drank water. Drank water, and my craving for lemonade got so bad to the point where I was blowing up Judah's phone and crying. Like, I was like bawling my eyes out because I wanted lemonade. So he left work early and came home and took me to Jack in the Box because I think they have the best lemonade for some reason. So we went there and I got lemonade, and I was like just crying in the car, like drinking my lemonade. It was so funny. He was like, are you serious? I was like, shut up, like, you don't understand, like, this is real. So that has been my only craving up until last week. But okay, besides that, for week 6, I was nauseous. That's when I started getting very nauseous, but I never threw up. Actually, I threw up once. That was in, I don't know, I think that was like 2 weeks later. But anyway, so I was nauseous, but I was not throwing up. Having small breakouts. They weren't really like necessarily pimples, just bumps on my face. Like those, if you can see them right there, they're not pimples, like, well, not fully pimples. Like, if I were to take off my makeup, they would just be like little bumps, like no like white stuff in there, like nothing. It's just little bumps. But so that, I was getting that. And my skin is very dry. Like, that's when it started getting very dry in week 6. Like, my hands, like, they were so crinkly, and like my ears are really dry. I don't know if you can see it, but they're really dry, and I don't know how to get rid of it. And my face is always so dry, so I'm always like lathering my body with lotion, but it doesn't help for a long time. For like probably 2 hours, like I'm good, but then I'm just like, oh, I need more lotion. Like, it was bad. And then I had migraines up the butt. Like, it went on until week 7. Like, the end of week 7, I had the worst migraines ever. It was so bad. And that's week 6 is when I started tasting metal in my mouth. And I was like, what is this? Like, ugh. Like, anything I ate or drank tasted like metal. And I was like, like, I didn't like it. So I was like hardly eating. And week 6, at the end of week 6, because of the metal taste, I didn't want to like influence it, whatever it was, even more, because I just didn't like the taste. But that was it for week 6. And then week 7, again, very nauseous, but not throwing up. I would like wake up in the morning and I would just like, whew, like everything starts spinning and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So I would go to the restroom, but nothing ever happened. So I just had to like chug down like 2 bottles of water and eat something if I could, and I would feel better. But sometimes I would eat and it would make the nausea worse. Even though I did not throw up, it would just make me feel like I was about to vomit, like I was literally gonna throw up this time, like because I ate, but it just never happened. So I'm very happy that that didn't happen, because I hate throwing up, especially because I can't, like, I have trouble breathing sometimes, mainly because my asthma, but like even when I take showers, I get like anxiety because I'll be like rinsing out my hair or whatever, washing my face, and I feel like I'm under the water for like, it would be like 5 seconds, and I'll start panicking because I feel like I'm under there for so long and I can't breathe. So when I throw up, obviously I'm not focused on breathing. It's just like, oh, get out, and I start crying and I start panicking because I can't breathe, and it's bad. So I am very blessed that I didn't throw up, except for that one time. But other than that, for week 7, week 7 was when I threw up. I had the sharpest chest pain ever, and it was really bad, and I had to go to the hospital because, you know, at first I obviously, like, I thought the pain was because my boobs were getting big, because they were, like, little by little they were getting a little bigger. But I was having like the pain like right here in the center, and it would go like all the way here and then down my stomach, like to where my belly button is. And I was like, what is this? And I would have trouble breathing sometimes, and my inhaler didn't work because I think it was like expired maybe. But it was just so bad to the point where I was like, I can't like do this, like we have to go. So I told Judah, I was like, Judah, we need to go to the hospital. And after I said that, I felt like I needed to throw up. So I went to the bathroom and I threw up once. It wasn't even a lot, just once. And then we left. We went to the hospital, got checked out, and the doctors were like, oh, we don't know what's wrong. So I was like, wait here for like an hour and a half. You guys don't know. So that was annoying, but I hadn't thrown up after that, and I randomly didn't have any more chest pain. Like, I don't know why. It was weird. But that was week 7, the one and only time I threw up. And week 8, I was tired because nothing really happened. And then week 9, I put I'm good, LOL. Like, I remember last week I was fine, like wasn't even really tired, didn't take any naps, I was good, like I was eating right. I was eating like a lot because I was like wanting chocolate. I wanted chili cheese fries for like 6 days straight, and I didn't get it until like 2 days ago. So I was pissed, but I was happy when I had it. So here comes week 10. Really, really hungry. Like, that's what it is. That's how it's been since like the moment 10 weeks happened. I don't know why, but like I would eat and I'm like, oh, I'm so full, like, ugh. But 5 minutes later, like legit, I'll be like, I'm starving. Like, can we go eat? Like, I'm starving. Like, my stomach felt like a black hole, or I don't know. They say it's because like the umbilical cord is like all like full now, so it's like getting more nutrients or whatever. I don't know, but I'm like starving. It's bad. And then, like I said, I wanted chili cheese fries for 6 days straight, and I didn't get it until 2 days ago. But when I did eat it, I was so happy. And then yesterday I wanted chocolate, so I went to the store and I got some cookies and like those ding dong little cupcake things. But oh my god, this video is so long. So other than that, I have been fine. Oh, actually, I have these weird like gray spots on my body. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like right here on my neck. It's like a gray patch, and I have it right here, right here, and then underneath my belly, all underneath my belly. And I was at, oh, and right here, like, I'll show you guys, it's fine. I don't know if you can see it, but just gray, whatever. I don't know what it is. Apparently it's like dry skin. I thought at first, I was like, oh, like I'm dirty. So I was like scrubbing and scrubbing. I would take showers every day and I scrub and I'm like, it's not coming off. So I was like, Mom, like, look at this. What is this? And she was like, oh, I don't know. So it must be like because my skin is so dry and sensitive now. I don't know. But if you guys know what it is, let me know. Or if you think you know what it is, just leave it down in the description box below, because that would be so helpful for me. But other than that, like I said, I've been good. I've been great. So yeah, so far I've had a very smooth pregnancy, and I am hoping it stays that way, knock on wood, because I have the worst luck in the world. Now it's time to show the bump. This is my stomach right now. Not too big. My stomach usually is a little more flatter, but it has gotten a little poof. Like, I don't know if you can see it, like poof. And it's really hard, but yeah. Oh, look at more of those gray dots. Like, I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can show you the other. That's the other one. Again, I don't know what they are, but it's just there and it feels really dry. And then I have it all like right here. So if you guys know what it is, please let me know. That would be very helpful. So that is it for this video. Sorry it was so long. I just had a lot to say. But thank you guys again for watching. And if you're new here, my name is Jasmine. Subscribe down below. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos now that I legit have no work or anything. I have everything free for me. So I'm definitely going to be sticking to this. I promise. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave any comments down below. I'll be sure to answer them as soon as possible if you guys have any questions, or just leave anything nice or rude to say. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next update. For now, I think I'll probably do like every 2 weeks or weekly. I don't know. I really gotta think about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.